Hey everyone, welcome back, and let's write some more Leetcode today. So today let's solve the problem string matching in an array. It's a pretty easy problem, but there are a couple more complicated solutions to this one. So first let me just kind of read through the description, which is we're given a list of strings, and basically what we want to do is filter this list of strings such that the output list of strings for every single one of these words it shows up as a substring of a different word. So, for example, we'd go through every word in the input and check, do we want to include this one in the output? We would determine that by checking, is this a substring of this word? No, it's not. Is it a substring of this word? Nope. Is it a substring of this word? No. So we do not include this one. What about this guy? Well, we would check every other word. Is it a substring of the previous word? You can't really see it anymore, but it was mass. And yes, if you look at the last two characters, they match this. So we don't really even have to go through the rest of these. We already know that this is going to be included in the output. And we would do that for every other word. So hero, we can already see that it's a substring of this word. So this will be included in the output. Superhero, it's not a substring of any other word. So we do not include it. And thus this is the output. This is pretty trivial to code up in most languages. In Python, it's very, very trivial, because you don't even have to do the substring comparison. Like in a brute force kind of way, you would check like the first four characters. Do they match this? No. What about the next four? Etc., etc. And that's what's going on kind of under the hood. So let me just show you what the code would look like, and then we'll get into the time complexity of this brute force solution. We want to go through every word, but the way I'm going to do this is like this. I'm going to have the index first, and I'm going to go through every single index in this list of words. And let me first also declare my result, which is going to be the list of the output words. That's what we're going to return. And now for the current word, this is like our candidate. And now I want to check every other word. I'm going to do for j in range length of words. The reason I can't do this, like I can't start at I+1, and check only the words to the right of this one, is kind of for obvious reasons. In the drawing explanation, we do have to check every other word, even the words that came before this one, but we definitely don't want to compare the ith word with itself, because every word is technically a substring of itself, so we want to avoid that comparison. So that's why I'm going to go through every other word, but I'm going to skip the case where I is equal to j. In that case, we can just continue to the next iteration. Otherwise, we want to do the comparison. We want to check if the word at index I is a substring of the word at index j. And Python makes it easy. We can just do the in operator. Is this string in this other string? And if it is, we can then once again continue, or actually not even continue, we can break out of the loop. We can stop the inner loop because we already know that this word is going to be included. And before we break, we should do this, result.append current word. So this is the brute force solution. Let me run it. Now, it does work pretty efficiently, you can see. And that's mainly due to the constraints of the problem. We're going to be dealing with relatively small strings and a small set of words. But in terms of big O time complexity, first, you can see we're going through every word. So let's say the length of that array is n, and then we're going through every word, like again, so nested loops, n squared. This part is kind of more interesting to analyze. So imagine if like our pattern was something like this, A, B, C, and then we have like some really long string, just random. We would do something like this, compare this substring to these characters, and then the next three characters, etc., etc. That's kind of what this is doing under the hood. So it's like the length of the pattern times the length of the other string. If you want to like oversimplify it, I guess you could just take like the length of the word and then say, well, this operation is then in that case L squared, because the comparison itself is going to be proportional to the length of the string. And how many times we're going to do that comparison is also kind of proportional to the length of the other string. So that's where I'm getting that term from. So this is the brute force solution. It is possible actually to improve the overall time complexity, though the actual runtime, given the current constraints, is going to be worse, I think. Let me briefly talk about those two algorithms that we could use. I'm not going to cover them in this video because they're kind of difficult, especially for an easy problem. And I've already recorded, I think, pretty good videos covering those two algorithms, which I'll mention in just a second. There are two textbook algorithms that are specifically designed to solve a problem like this. The two are KMP, pattern matching, and then the other one is Rabin-Karp. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, the rolling hash algorithm. It's also very suited for this problem. If I was going to recommend one of these to you, I would 1,000,000% do this one. It is conceptually so much easier to understand, but even then, this is a difficult algorithm. I think for a medium problem, even then, this is considered a pretty difficult algorithm. Like it's kind of bordering like a hard algorithm. And KMP, in my opinion, is just very, very complicated. I do have a pretty good video for that, but honestly, I would recommend you learn this one down here. I'm not going to be covering these in this video, but just to briefly explain how Rabin-Karp algorithm works, it would kind of convert the pattern. So like if this string, we're trying to check if it's a substring of any of these, we would convert this into a hash, an integer, where each of the spots, so like MASS, is going to be a number from 0 through 25. Depending on like which character it is. And so if we can convert that thing into an integer, and like here, let's say we had something like 10, I'm just making these up, and then here we have 0, and then here we have like 20, and then 20, this will form some integer. And then if we were comparing it to this, we would get the first 4 characters here, get that into an integer, and then we could just do an integer comparison, which is more efficient than a string comparison. Then if we wanted to update that and just slide that window sort of to the right, we would do that by getting rid of the integer here and then adding that integer there. So it would just be a more efficient operation. And so doing it that way, you can see that the time complexity would still be n squared because we're still having to compare every word to every other word. But then if the comparison itself is a constant time operation, well, how many times are we going to do that comparison? In that case, it still might be proportional to the length of this string. So we might do it once, twice, 3 times, et cetera, et cetera. So the time complexity would then be n squared times the length of the word. It also, of course, takes that to convert this into an integer as well. So the time complexity would be more efficient in terms of big O of n, but it wouldn't actually be more efficient with the real runtime. If you want to learn these two algorithms, specifically this one, let me show you how you can do so. Just go to YouTube and search for Leetcode and then KMP, and then you'll find this video made like 3 years ago. The other one, just search for Leetcode and then search for Rabin-Karp, and then you'll find this video about 22 minutes long. But I would definitely say that this one is more easy than the other one. This one is 35 minutes. And even just watching this once, I bet you won't understand it, to be honest. It took me a lot longer than 35 minutes to understand this algorithm. Anyways, if you found this helpful, check out leetcode.io for a lot more, and I'll see you soon.